My boy Edwin, DJ EPX, is with us. Really happy to have him. He is a world-renowned DJ
local
and producer. So there's a lot that we can pick his brain about. Really excited to have him here.
Happy to be here, man. It's been a while since we've actually seen each other, and
That's true.
I think it was decades.
Yeah.
I mean, the place, decades.
Yeah.
Last time we saw each other. He used to work security.
That's true.
I would work on the rooftop floor, which was primarily like dance music, but like dated dance music.
Yeah.
And that's how we got to know each other, right?
Right. Yeah. Actually, no. You would be setting up, and before everyone got there, and I would just use that opportunity to network, and just put my feelers out there. And I was, curious about getting into DJing, and this guy is really friendly and was just willing to talk. And I asked him if it would be cool. Well, I guess there was a few things. There was like a discovery project that came out where
that's right.
You applied to it.
It was a contest.
Yeah, it was a contest. I sent you my mix, and it was really cool that you gave me some feedback on it, and I really appreciated that. Because how long have you been in the game for?
I'm going into my 13th, 14th year now. Started 2011.
Oh, wow.
Do you want to know the origin story?
Oh, absolutely. But I'm just trying to put my finger on the age. Maybe like the phrase like Asians don't age. Like our.
If I took off my hat, you'd see the hairline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it might give away my age. But okay. I appreciate that. Thanks. But I think the saying is Asians don't raisin.
Oh, really?
Like black don't crack, Asians don't raisin. But
so what is the origin story?
I started into 2011, but the way I started, let's see, it's a long story. I got into the whole DJ scene, music game, kind of late. I was 25 when I started my DJ career, and it all kind of started, I guess, when I was just out at the club. The Park at 14th specifically.
In DC.
In DC. I was going there pretty regularly. I was just out of college and was working as a consultant. It was my first job. And I guess I didn't party much, growing up, high school, college. And so being at a nightclub like the Park was mesmerizing, if you will.
I've seen the big banner. It says Park on it, but I thought that was literally like a parking lot, so I never really considered it.
Yeah, the Park at 14th has been, it still is one of the premier clubs in DC, nightclubs in DC, I feel like. And Saturday nights was a regular, there was a regular party going on there that was a lot of fun for me. I still remember the promoters, Kai, Julie, Kai and Julie, Brian, and it was cool. It was like a mix of a lot of different kinds of people, but there was a strong amount of Asian people there too.
Okay.
And so that made me feel a little more comfortable, I guess. Going out,
That was an interesting time, because I remember even going clubbing, and me being white, and I would go to a lot of these hip hop clubs. I would be judged just because I was white in that area, and that was like I would be dancing and letting loose, and there would be this like moment of like testing to see if I was cool enough to even be dancing, So there was that pressure.
Right. I can relate to that for sure, but I guess having a good amount of Asian people there too kind of takes that pressure down a little bit, and it was a nice like fusion of black, Asian, white people, Hispanic people. And it wasn't just hip hop. There were 4 different floors with 3 different DJs, sorry. 4 different floors. There was one DJ on the second floor that played for both the first and second floor, and then a DJ that played on the third floor that played for both the third and fourth floor. And they also had a patio DJ.
Okay.
A huge smoking area, everything. So it had everything you wanted, because they would play everything, not just hip hop.
Okay.
Your house, your pop, your reggaeton.
Sounds like decades.
Your R&B. Yeah, a little like decades. But I was going out every Saturday, and I was having a lot of fun. But at some point, with my $35,000 a year job, I realized that
What were you
getting
doing?
bottle service and paying for DC price drinks every weekend wasn't sustainable. And I think one night it just hit me like, oh, if I want to keep doing this, I should probably maybe get into the industry. Like, and I realized in a moment that,
In a flash.
yeah, like, you know, it's so fun here because the DJs play amazing music, and there are moments when like there's a bad mix or the music isn't something I want to hear, and like I realized the DJ has a lot of power, I guess you could say, of how and control over how fun your night is going to be.
Right.
So immediately respect to the DJ. And I decided to go up to the DJ that night. His name was and is currently DJ Flips, my mentor,
Okay.
if you will. And I asked him like, how do I do what you do? Like, just point me in the right direction. And he said, if you were serious about it, go to this DJ school. And I was like, what? DJ school? Sure. Where is it? And it happened to be in Bethesda, Maryland.
Oh.
The same location as where my day job was.
Is it the School of Rock?
Yes, the School of Rock.
Nice.
Yep. And they happened to offer night classes, so I took that and ran with it. I immediately signed up and took the first class that was available. And after that first class, I knew it was what I wanted to do.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. And so I took out a credit card. I bought 2 turntables, Technics 1200s.
And a microphone.
A microphone, yes. A Rane TT57 mixer, because at the time that was pretty much the club standard. And I wanted the club standard so I would be comfortable with it if I ever got the opportunity to play at a nightclub. And I practiced. And I made I think maybe like a 20 or 30 minute mix, and I gave it to DJ Flips, and to have him take a listen, see how I'm doing. He ended up liking it, and he offered for me to be able to open for him at all the nightclubs that he worked at.
That's dope.
So I was like, yes, this was my, this was my
Debut.
foot into the industry.
Yeah.
And so I did open for him wherever and whenever I could, just made myself available. I think at the beginning, they weren't like paid gigs initially, but then eventually I would get like $50, $100. And it wasn't really for the money. It was just really to get my name out there.
Right.
So, I did everything I could to introduce myself to the right people, the owners, the promoters, other DJs, just insert myself in that scene,
Right.
and obviously did the best I could opening for Flips whenever I could. And eventually, I think after 6 months, I got the opportunity to headline at a club that doesn't exist anymore. It was called District Nightclub in Adams Morgan.
Okay.
It used to live in Adams Morgan's.
Yeah.
It was on 18th Street and on the corner where Calamara Street is.
I can't put my finger on it right now.
Yeah. I don't know what it has become now, but that place will always have a spot in my heart, because that was the first place I headlined. And the people that managed that place are still friends with me to this day.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, and they're doing bigger things now. But yeah, got my first headlining gig there, and then before I knew it, I was getting asked to play at other clubs and headline there as well. And I think before I knew it, I was pretty much working every Friday and Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it picked up real quick.
Real quick, yeah.
And you felt like you had an inherent ability for it, or was it like
Yeah, I would say I had the right tools growing up, and the right tools in my bag to be a DJ. I was classically trained in piano,
Okay.
violin, picked up a little bit of guitar in high school and college. So
wow.
I knew how to read music. So musically, I had like a good ear. On top of that, I considered myself fairly good with computers in the early 90s. Just being able to like download music.
Right. LimeWire.
Yeah, even before LimeWire, there was this thing called Internet Relay Chat, where you would have to like kind of know the language to be able to use it properly, and
Like DOS?
it's kind of like DOS, but being able to know the commands, you were able to connect with people who had access to like all this music videos, and I was able to acquire a lot of MP3s, even at a young age, whatever. And
Yeah.
I built a pretty large music collection, but didn't know what to do with it. And DJing was a perfect way to like utilize all of that. What
So
else?
you felt like your parents were kind of traditionally like a traditional Asian family that like would like pressure you to be like excellent in education and
Oh, definitely.
music.
Definitely. Just, I guess, growing up in my family, just excellence is something that you should always strive for. That's what was drilled into my head, no matter what you do. But obviously, academics were always number one. You know, your typical Asian family is like, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an engineer. And so I went to engineering school at Virginia
okay.
Tech, got my engineering degree.
Oh, nice.
And I barely got out of college. Barely made it through college. My GPA wasn't the greatest, but I was happy to get a job. And I think for my family that was good enough, but it wasn't the best paying job, and it wasn't something I was really passionate about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can relate with that.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe it's because you had just a creative mind, and there's just something in us that gets inspired when we see something that's like performative, or you can see someone putting a lot of time into something, but you don't realize, like it just happens. Like they just do it, and then you're like, wow, that was amazing. And then you're like inspired by it.
Yeah. Definitely. There's the performance aspect of DJing that like lured me in a lot. The other tool that I had in my bag that I think helped me with DJing and everything was because I was trained in piano and violin. My parents would I wasn't forced to, but I was asked to perform a lot. I would consider myself fairly a shy person, but I was totally fine with performing in front of people because I was used to it.
Okay.
It's just like a mode you go into.
Right.
And with DJing, it's like a performance.
Yeah.
Some people don't pay any mind, but other people are looking at you, and so you got to be comfortable up there.
Oh, you can tell when the DJ's messing up.
Yeah, and it's not for everyone, DJing is not, even if you know the music, it's not for everyone to just be out there in front of people to DJ. And a lot of people crumble because of just that aspect alone, or give up on it.
So what about it? Is it the like not everyone be giving you that attention, and then you also just like being shaky in your performance?
It's just the pressure of being in front of a lot of people. It's kind of like giving a speech in front of a lot of people. It's just stage fright, just not being comfortable up there. I'm totally comfortable being myself in front of a lot of people, and that's, I think, something you need to be able to do if you're going to DJ live, So I'm grateful that I have, I guess, been trained enough as a young lad to be able to deal with that.
Right. I'm also grateful for you giving me an opportunity to open for you in Decades. I thought that was super dope, and I took it as a very serious thing. As an hour set, you were like, just do your thing for an hour, and that was my first time DJing, so I'm like kind of freaking out. I'm practicing like crazy. I'm like, how much variety should I put into the mix? Should I make it about my remixes, like, 'cause that's why I want to DJ, is to really put my music out there and create like a fun environment.
Right.
And so I was like, okay, so it's my time to shine. But I still, it was evident that I still even then had more to learn even after, because yeah, I like how you asked me, because we're gonna be doing a Pod After Dark set right after this, and people are gonna get to hear your DJing.
My style.
Yeah, your style.
My
a
DJing,
little quick flavor, a little taste. But I learned a lot even from that 1 hour, because the CDJs turned off random, like at one point, because I was just hoping, I mean, like for my CDJs, they bump to the next song, like, oh, I could just leave one like going, and then it bumps to the next one so I can prepare the other one. And so there was just certain things that I learned, but the feeling though of all those sound waves and seeing everyone dance and move was exhilarating. And I was like, I see why people love this, because it's just like all I did, the power you really feel when you're behind the controller is exhilarating.
It is exhilarating, especially when you can make that connection with the crowd.
I felt like there was some people dancing.
No, you did it for your first time ever, and I knew how nervous you were. You know, with all the questions you were asking.
Yeah.
You didn't know what to expect, and also it's equipment that you've never used or had a chance to practice on. So for your first time ever, you did a great job.
I appreciate that, man.
Have you played or another gig?
Yeah, I mean, I did another. I did a Pod After Dark set on. So I did one for the channel.
Oh, okay.
Last week actually, or 2 weeks ago.
No, I mean like in front of an audience.
In front of
like
an
that.
audience. I'm trying to think. Maybe I had one.
Because that was a while ago too.
That was last year, I think.
No. When you DJ'd, when you opened for me.
Was that last year? Was that?
No, that was definitely like pre-COVID.
No, for real?
Yeah, that had to have been. Right?
Was it? No, you can't. No.
Did I meet you after COVID?
I think it was right after COVID.
Dude,
it has been years. It's been like just drifting around and you doing your
so
thing.
it might have been after COVID.
I think it was after COVID.
Okay. So maybe like a couple of years ago then.
Yeah.
Like 2021.
Maybe it was
2022.
Man.
Anywho.
Yeah. But
I'm excited to do this set today.
Yeah, I'm excited too, because I think one of your staples is like high energy and just like keeping it interesting. Like you got a great taste in music.
Thanks, man. High energy definitely is my style, but I'm very adaptable. You know, I play all genres. I do weddings and private events as well quite often. So it not forces me. I love all kinds of music, to be honest. Old music.
What's old music?
Like dating back to like the 50s, 60s, 70s. I'm still like working on beefing up those older decks or crates.
Well, like Motown.
Older, yeah, even older than that. Yeah, like I constantly get inspired by other DJs I listen to that have a deeper music knowledge than I do. I am blessed to be able to play with someone like DJ Rise every Thursday, whose bag is real deep.
Yeah.
I play with him sometimes twice a week, and there's always a new song that I've never heard that he plays.
Dope. So how do you find
it's
your
not
music?
a new song for me, but like an older song. So there's always new music that I haven't heard that I'm always like listening out for.
So where do you put your ear up against, like, in order to be like, okay, this is what the new music is? Where do you find new music?
Oh, well, when it comes to new music, it's really important to keep up with, the trends nowadays. TikTok is a huge way to keep up. It's probably that and YouTube and Instagram, as far as like what new music is trendy. And nowadays for some reason a lot of older music is coming back. And like you just have to be on top of all of that to be hip. And that's what DJing is really about if keeping up with the trends.
Right.
If if you're playing in front of, you know, an audience all the time.
Right.
You could be DJing for yourself, or if, like, for you, you're a producer, you want to DJ your music. But if you're constantly in front of, you know, a crowd, and their tastes are, you know, always changing, you got to keep up with the trends.
Right.
So I always follow, you know, the charts, social media. There are these things called record pools where DJs constantly go to. It's usually a paid subscription, but they're in affiliation with all the, like, labels, or they have a team of great DJs and producers, and so they're always on top of stuff, releasing DJ-friendly edits of new songs.
So do you think labels are going out of style, or do you think they're still very much needed?
That's a tough question, because I don't know the music industry well enough to, I don't know, give a proper answer on that. I think nowadays, though, you can succeed as an artist, producer, without a major label, as long as you're putting in the legwork to get your name out there, doing the right branding, promoting, and putting enough content regularly. Because there are quite a number of big artists that have just done it on their own.
Right.
Now.
I guess the reason why I ask is because you're saying that there's, like, a record pool and these other things that labels are part of that artists wouldn't necessarily be part of as, like, on their own. So, like, having that group of people being able to represent, or a person representing a group of artists, could get you out there a little bit better in that way. So that's why I'm, like, wondering, maybe the label route is still prevalent because that's how DJs are finding their music.
So those record pools not only are in affiliation with the labels, but like a team of DJs. And if you know one of those DJs, they're willing to, like, listen to your stuff too. And so it's not just label music, but, like, dope edits from other DJs that those founding DJs know. So it's like a mix of everything. Yeah. Okay. But then you also, if you want to set yourself apart, you can't just rely on record pools. You got to do some digging on your own, like the Spotifys, the SoundClouds, the TikToks, the interesting stuff, and make your own edits too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I see that you do that too.
Yeah, that's a huge reason why I think I've garnered a little bit of attention or notoriety or a little bit of love from people around here, because the edits that I make do reflect my style, and it's not something any DJ could play.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it unique.
Although I'm happy to share them with the world if they want.
Yeah. And you played with some really big names too.
Yeah. Big shout out to Club Glow, Insomniac over the years, all the people that have connected with me and put me on those shows where I get to support bigger DJs. It's been a blessing being able to share the stage with a lot of big names and learn from them too, to see how they do their thing.
Did you get a chance to interact with them?
I've had a chance to, chat with quite a few of them, but it's just really cool to see, like, their whole production. It's not just them DJing. It's like, it's a look, it's a brand, it's the visuals that come with it, the way the lights work. Like, I could be playing the same music they are, but it would not have the same effect and feel when they play it, because of the way everything is timed and matched up with the lights and the video production. I thought it was just a lot of respect. Yeah,
absolutely. I thought it was dope when you invited me to your birthday.
Oh yeah, we did go to Echo Stage together. Steve Aoki.
And it was so cool because you were also opening for him. But you had an issue with your open.
Oh, that's right.
Your hard drive didn't work.
One of my biggest nightmares.
Yeah.
So there was a Doors opener, and then I was playing right after that person, and I was the direct support to Steve Aoki. But as soon as I got on, I noticed that my USB, it was a weird glitch where it was playing music, but the waveform was for a different song.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a weird record box glitch, and I would like pick a song on record box on the USB, but it would play something else. So there was no way I could like figure out what I was playing, and that made beat matching. It was impossible to beat match actually, because nothing was correlating to what was being shown.
But you're DJ EPX, you should be able to do it.
I might have been able to like figure out a couple transitions, but it would have been really difficult. Right. I would have had to like, first of all, pick a song and then figure out what song it was actually playing. And because the waveforms didn't help at all, I would have to like figure out exactly where to like put it beat match, which I could have done, but like the sequencing of the songs would not have been what I like had planned or wanted to play.
Right.
So it would have been all over the place, and it would have sounded probably horrific, terrible. So I did what I had to do and asked the opener before me to jump back on, because at least he had his music organized and could keep it going.
Right.
But yeah, that was such a deflating moment in my career, probably the most deflating moment.
Jeez.
In front of, it was a sold out crowd too.
Right.
I think it was July 4th weekend.
Yeah.
And so I was super pumped to play. So I was so down. After that, my USB failed on me. It was depressing. But luckily my friends, so we had a table, right?
Right.
We had a table there, and we were hanging out, and I was down in the dumps, but I think everyone there kind of encouraged me to like honestly go back home and get that USB situation fixed, because I had a closing set to do as well. So while Steve Aoki was playing, I ran back to my car and drove back home and figured out the issue with the USB, and then made it back before my closing set. And then I ended up rocking it out.
Yeah, you killed it.
Thank goodness. But yeah, lesson learned. Just double check your USBs.
Have two of them.
Have two of them. I think in the case of having two of them, I would have just had two messed up USBs.
Oh, really?
But I should have definitely double checked. Now I double check that. To this day I don't even know what happened or why that happened, but I just make sure that I check the USB like on an actual CDJ so that everything corresponds correctly. But yeah.
Right. So do you like doing? Do you like to open or close better?
I'll take whatever slot. There's an art to doing both. I would say opening is a little tougher because you're warming up the crowd, or depending on what slot you have. Sometimes there's two openers, but like in the situation of Steve Aoki where I was the second opener, you just want to build off of what the previous DJ played, but you don't want to go too hard to where you're trying to steal the limelight of the headliner.
Right.
But you still have to like maintain that energy. So that is there's definitely a skill. There's not a good DJ should know how to and what music to play to not burn the headlining DJ, but also keep the energy up.
Yeah,
it's
how do
like
you,
a balancing act.
Yeah, how do you develop that? Or like,
you got to have a lot of music. That's the main thing. Picking older songs that still work. You obviously can't pick all the latest hits because the headliner will most likely play them. So you got to have a deep bag where you can grab from.
You can just play Avicii. That'll get the crowd going.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
But yeah, even now, even like headlining DJs will play different versions of Levels and some of his hits. So you got to be really careful with what you pick. And there's been some cases where if I've been selected to open for a DJ, the management of the headlining DJ will ask me to submit a playlist to make sure I'm not going to be playing certain songs.
Okay, so they give you feedback on you.
Yeah.
Okay. I've even seen DJs play the same song twice in the set.
Yeah, that's. I can't speak on that. Sometimes that happens.
I'm pretty sure Zed did
they
that.
They might have just forgotten, or
yeah. I was like, we just heard this one like 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if it's a long set, like I don't blame them if they want to just keep the crowd going, give them something relevant.
Sometimes they'll do like an encore of a song.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, generally most DJs won't play the same song twice during a set. That's kind of a no, at least for me.
So what goes into creating a set, or like a set like that for Steve Aoki?
Well, everything I said before about, not picking the latest songs, but songs that still have energy and songs that flow from one song to the next. I'm big on mixing in key.
Okay.
And I think all DJs should, to be honest. If you're just starting out as a DJ, definitely get the mixed in key application. You basically can just drag and drop all your MP3s or music files, and it will tell you exactly what key they are. And when you're DJing, it is very noticeable when you mix two songs not in key or not in the same family of keys. It can sound like an honest train wreck. You could be beat matching perfectly, but it's just unpleasant to the ear because you as a producer would know, certain frequencies just don't match up with certain frequencies.
Right.
And so, yeah, mixing in key is very important. But not only that, picking songs that have a vibe, not the same vibe, but you're trying to tell a story with a set. So you can't be jumping like up and down, up and down. If you want the end of your set to obviously have a little more energy than the beginning of your set. So build up to that. Don't be jerking people around. Similar vibe, change it up a little bit, and then stick to that, and build it up. Tell a story. Try your best to tell a story, because people will notice when you're all over the place, I think. That's my humble opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're prepping, do you, like, what I would do is I would watch EDC, like one of my favorite producers, and see how they built their set. Or like I'll just watch a lot of sets that if that's where I want to play, that's where I'll like kind of mimic it in a sense. I think when it comes to like DJing at a club, it's a little different because you really are doing it based off of the who's showing up, and maybe they do want to just you switch it up on them constantly. And
so DJing at a like a regular club, a nightclub where there's, it's not like an echo stage, like a concert, a specific DJ that you're going to see for their music. DJing at a nightclub, totally different animal. Like you said, you got to be able to read the crowd. You have to be able to switch it up on a dime also. Because if something isn't working, you don't want to stick to that and cause people to go to the next club.
You're like, I know it doesn't work. I know.
Yeah. So yeah, having a deep bag, but also being able to play different genres, and having your crates, your playlists organized in a way where you can grab those different genres and at will, on a moment's notice, is super crucial.
So how important are the relationships that you make when you're DJing?
Huge. They say it's not what you know, but who you know. It applies to the industry of nightlife, DJing as well. You could be the best DJ in the world, but if you don't know the right people to plug you into the right places, and people that like you in general, you're not going to get booked, So that's why I say ever since the beginning of my career, I've made it a point to just be as nice and kind to people as possible as you can.
Right.
someone can drive you nuts and be super annoying, but if they're the person that books the DJ or the club owner or something, just bite the bullet, do your best to be as cordial as possible. It's a lesson in just being a good human being too.
Right.
You got to learn to control your emotions also. Everything's not going to go your way. Oh, that's the other thing. Adaptability is huge. You got to be able to adapt to all situations, just like being in a club, changing genres. You got to be able to adapt to when the equipment fails, or when the promoter makes a mistake on your time slot, or maybe you're not going to get paid on time. All sorts of things can happen, but the big thing is you got to keep a level head and keep your dignity. You can't just blow up on someone and make a scene.
Right.
I admit I've made a few mistakes during my career, and in certain instances, luckily the blowback wasn't that bad, but there are times when I feel like I could have handled myself better. So that's a lesson for all DJs. And just
what mistakes, if you're willing to share, just so that people get to know what they can avoid doing.
Definitely don't go on social media if you're pissed off.
Oh, okay.
And call people out.
All right.
Stuff like that.
Probably not a good idea. Creating beef.
Yeah, creating beef is real. I mean, I know in the moment you really want to, and maybe that person really deserves to be called out, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to help you or your career. If they're like a real bad person and they need to be called out, maybe it's okay. But if it's something to do with your career, don't jeopardize that.
Yeah.
Or handle it on the side. Be adults about it.
Right. So, were you ever part of a collective?
A collective
a collective of DJs. I've been noticing them more and more in DC.
Not like an official collective. There was a point when this group called, well, I won't name them. They don't really exist, and they never did anything.
Okay.
They tried
You're calling
to be,
them out right now.
They tried to be a management group for myself and a lot of top DJs in DC, and they tried to take a fee for every booking that they were able to get us. But mind you, they were trying to get a fee on bookings we were already getting locally. And so that didn't work out. Nobody was happy about that, and that quickly disbanded,
Right.
If you're going to sign with a management group or a booking agency, they should be getting you gigs that you can't get, new gigs, at a rate that's fair for yourself, for you and for them, whatever their percentage might be. So
what are you, so I'm switching gears a little bit.
Yeah, it's
what
okay.
direction of DJing are you going in?
I am at a point in my career where I think I've established myself as probably one of the go-to better DJs in the area, but I'm able to get a gig pretty much anytime I want, but now the quality of gig is important to me.
Bar mitzvahs?
If it pays well, maybe.
Yeah. They got money.
I'm already doing quite enough weddings, so I am looking to expand my private events kind of business. Maybe a few more DJs under my wing, and kind of be able to offer more as far as sound, lighting, audio-visual kind of stuff. That part I am focusing on. But as a DJ, I like playing out, nightclubs, festivals, stuff like that. I want to play more on brand to what I enjoy, instead of playing all types of gigs. Being able to play all types of music is great, and I'm truly grateful for to have been able to do that for so many years, and Like I have this confidence in me that I can walk into any room now and rock it. But now, like I really want to focus on building my brand and doing more gigs that fit me. That high energy EPX style that people have come to know me for. So I'm trying to be more selective with gigs. I want to do more out of town gigs as well. I mean, I have done a lot of out of town gigs over the years, but gigs that where I can do me still, not just to play in another city, you know. So, like in New York, I've been asked to play at this really cool spot called Nebula, and they regularly bring in DJs from around the world in the electronic kind of realm. So that's been great. Alchemy in Raleigh, North Carolina has been really great to me, bringing me pretty regularly every 3 months, and I get to do me as well, full production. Nice. So I'm trying to find more gigs like that, and not do so much of the just jump into a bar and see what happens kind of night. Yeah.
So I noticed that you were in Japan and South Korea for your honeymoon.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Congrats on your engagement, wedding, your whole marriage.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. It's a different world out there.
Yeah.
In a lot of good ways.
And would you have liked to play when you were over there, or?
Yeah, it would have been nice to, but I didn't want to take away from our honeymoon, so I didn't want to work. My wife would have been pretty upset, I think. She might have let me get away with it, but like I wanted the focus to be more on just us. But we did have the opportunity, unexpectedly, to go to a nightclub in Japan. We were lined up to go to this really cool cocktail bar, and these two huge dudes that were Americans lined up behind us, and we ended up chatting, and they ended up knowing some of the same people we knew back at home. So we got into the bar and had a good time with them, and they told us they were going to a club and knew the DJ as well. And that DJ ended up coming to the bar we were at. We got to chat it up, exchanged information, and my wife and I were like, let's just make a night out of it. So we followed them to the club. We walked in with the DJ. I forgot what the club was called, but everyone was pretty young. But
Tokyo Drift or something?
Just a lot of energy. So it was really cool getting to see nightlife in another totally different city. Yeah. I've been to places, clubs in Korea, so I know how crazy people get over there because the drinking culture is supreme, I guess, in Asia. They don't do any other drugs. Like marijuana is no.
Oh, it's legal.
Yeah, illegal, like instant jail. So like drinking is all they can really do, and they take it very seriously. And they party till like 5, 6 a.m. in the morning. The clubs don't close, or is it they just find other places to go? It's 5, I think, regularly.
Oh wow!
In Seoul, at least. And
because you're from South Korea?
My heritage is from South Korea. I was born in the States, though.
Okay. Yeah, because I saw some pictures, and you got dressed up in the robes. You were
the traditional outfits.
Yeah, the traditional outfits, and you went into like the countryside too. Or at least the more traditional looking areas.
Was this Japan or Korea?
I think it was in Korea. I mean, you should know.
I'm trying to remember. Oh, this was Japan. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we went to what was it? This place called Kinosaki Onsen. It's in a very remote mountainous area known for their natural hot springs. So the hotel that we were staying at, they give you these, they're not called kimonos, but they're like, these traditional Japanese
robes.
Robes, yeah. I should know the name, but I'll get back to it. But yeah, it was really cool putting those on and getting the full experience with the wooden sandals and like the food. And the hot springs were like incredible. It was all the Japanese people that we met on our trip. the thing that they admired most about our honeymoon was that we got to go to Kinosaki Onsen, because that's what most of the locals would do on their vacation time. Yeah.
So it's like a spa in the mountains?
It's like a natural spa in the mountains, yeah. But there's like 7 different natural spas, and each one has a special cause, I guess you could say. Like one for fertility, one for fortune, one for good health. I forget what the other ones were, but like a different theme.
So
Yeah.
wouldn't you want just the one for good fortune? Because then that would also mean good health and good all the other stuff.
Not always. I would just to make sure, you should go to all of them.
Yeah?
Yeah. We went to 3 different ones.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. It's not like you can spend that much time in one anyways. It's like literally going in a hot spring and, like a hot tub or a hot jacuzzi. How long can you sit there for?
So how long does it take for you to get the good fortune? Or is it just you showing up?
Oh, it's
is
just,
it like a 2-second thing over
It's all
like an hour?
superstitious, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what they are
I think-
over there. And
I think you just go in and then you've got it.
it's just you inherit the good fortune.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
So they're like any traditional things that they were trying to say, like, hey, this is what we do. I would love for you to do this with us.
in Japan, everyone's very respectful and cognizant of what other people around think of you. Same in Korea. I've never seen a country just like where everyone was so kind and so wary of just people around them. So like if they saw someone fall or someone was lost, they'd go up to you and help you. Like no questions asked. Like it was, and there's no like crime or violence either. In a big city like Tokyo, we're 10 times bigger than New York City as far as population density. So they're like little kids able to walk around in a big city because there's nothing to be worried about. The adults are expected to help out those little kids if needed.
Did you guys get lost?
We never got lost. It was really easy to get around. A lot of things were in English, but when there was no English, we just had to ask someone, and they were happy to help us. Even if they couldn't speak English, they knew how to use, I guess, their version of Google Translate, and Google Translate was clutch for us.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of places.
I noticed, so when I was in Shanghai, I didn't have access to internet very well. And so I spent majority of my time, like I would plan at like 5, 6 in the morning for what I would do for the entire day. And then it was just very bike related activities. I'd get a bike, there's bikes everywhere on the street. And then you just go wherever you want, and I would take pictures constantly to use as a point of reference in knowing how to get back. So I would go to the tallest building. I would learn the route to the tallest building that I would see from my place, and then I would go wherever I wanted from that tallest building, which was very far. So I'd go, all the way to the other side, the business district of Shanghai, and then back, because there's a canal that separates it. And so I'd always just keep looking at the tallest. I go to the tallest building, I know my way back home. So
You don't speak Chinese, do you?
I don't.
So it was probably pretty nerve-wracking to, like, have to ask for directions or something. Or did you find yourself doing that?
I travel a lot, especially in foreign countries and a lot of places I don't know the language.
Yeah.
So I'm very used to just putting my feelers out there if I need to, just like
But you plan
showing
everything
pictures.
ahead. So you
Kind of plan, but it's like freestyling. It's like freestyling. It's like at a certain, like in the beginning, maybe you have an idea, you get your feelers out there. What is the fun place to go? Where
do you make it a point to like
attractions.
learn a couple phrases so you can ask those questions, or like?
I do, but I'm not there long enough to retain it,
Yeah.
and then I'll forget it,
Yeah.
But I did notice that they didn't have much food other than just Chinese food, and I was not a fan.
Like a variety of different kind of international foods.
Yeah. So was that the case in your travels?
No. Well, obviously, well, my wife and I love Japanese food, so we try to get as much Japanese food as possible. Your ramens, sushi, your soba noodles, your katsus, donburis. If you need a translation on any of those,
No, I love
let
those.
me know. But they also, there was a good amount of like Western or international foods available. Indian food, American food, or at least their version of it. We had pizza one night in Japan. Was not up to par. I wouldn't recommend getting pizza.
Okay.
But they do love pizza out there, and I'm sure there are some good pizza spots. But
They don't import their water from New York.
yeah, can't get New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, that water is special.
I don't know what is it about New York water. You'd think it's grimier.
It's their water system is actually really clean. Yeah, that's why they have like really good pizza and bagels and stuff like that.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
But yeah, the food there was incredible.
Did you guys go on any track Lev trains?
Lev trains?
I know in Shanghai they had this train that would go 250 to 300
bullet
kilometers.
Train.
Yeah, bullet train.
Yeah. We took the train a lot in Japan and Korea. And in Japan, because we went from Tokyo to Kyoto, which is another big city, and then Kinosaki Onsen as well, we had to take the train. And we took the bullet train, of course. Yeah. So,
that's dope.
Yeah, super fast, but super smooth, super comfortable as well.
Yeah, it's incredible that that's being pretty much charged by electromagnetics. Like, it's just levitating. And
yeah.
That's kind of like, they are so much further ahead.
In tech.
In everything, almost. Like, even their anime. Like,
are you a big anime fan?
You know, I was when I had more time on my hands when I growing up. You know, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all those those go-to ones.
Yep.
And then Gundam, Sailor Moon.
Love them all, man.
Those the stuff that was played in what is it? Tsunami from Cartoon Network.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Dragon Ball Z. Naruto. That was huge.
There's an area in Tokyo called Akihabara that we went to. It's like Anime Central, like all these huge buildings with multiple floors of everything you can think of anime, from figurines, posters, all these different souvenirs, like, and people dressed up in actual characters, cosplay, if you will.
Are you a cosplayer?
No, I've never been a cosplayer, but a lot of my friends do enjoy anime, so I ended up getting a lot of gifts for them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What kind of anime? Because I noticed you're also catching up with anime.
Yeah. Right now I'm catching up on this anime called Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm never good at describing animes because there's so much going on, but it's a must watch.
It's a
one
drama.
Of the better ones.
Is it? I mean, it's all drama.
No, it's like sorcerers, sorcerers and demons and a lot of action, a lot of good fight scenes. It's a good one.
What's your favorite anime?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I like all the classics you mentioned. I've watched. Dragon Ball will always be near and dear to me. Love Goku and Vegeta.
Oh yeah, Vegeta's the misunderstood one.
Yeah. We were talking about anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Naruto, Bleach, My Hero Academia.
Have you ever tried eating bleach?
Eating bleach? No.
No, I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
No, I haven't.
Trying to live a long life here.
Yeah. So,
that was random. But
yeah, just keeping it light, just keeping things on the move. You never know where we're gonna take it. But let me see. So what's next for you, man? I hear you have got a show at Echo Stage coming up.
Yeah, I'm opening up for Porter Robinson. That'll be a first.
I saw him in Shanghai, actually.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Hey.
It was super dope.
Porter's an interesting one. He's got a lot of Asian fans because he's known for playing anime-like music, if you will.
Yeah, it is.
I think he was discovered by Skrillex, if I'm not mistaken, and he used to play like a lot of heavy kind of bass dub kind of tracks, and then he switched over to like his Worlds Apart album was, I don't know how to describe it, like anime-ish, emo, melodic, futuristic kind of stuff. It's really cool. I really like that album.
Yeah.
And then
Me too.
And then I don't know what he's been up to lately, so I do need to do a little research. But this gig is going to be the first of like bass future bass kind of gig that I've done in a while. So it's going to be a lot of fun coming up with the opening set. So I'm really excited about that. I've got New Year's Eve at the Gaylord National again with Big Night DC. It's a very fun gig. The Gaylord is a huge convention center, the largest on the East Coast that doesn't have a casino. And I've been fortunate to play in the main room, the main ballroom, with my boys Will Grally and DJ Rise. So there's like 5,000 people in that room. Yeah, so it's really cool, and a lot of fun. And then it's the new year. I've got a gig at Zebby's Garden, one of my favorite clubs in DC.
I've been trying to spin there.
Very tech house driven. So it's always fun to play that because it's different from a lot of the gigs that I have, the regular open format gigs. And I think I've got. It's not officially confirmed, but I should be playing at Nebula again in New York City, opening or closing for another big artist. I don't want to say because it's not confirmed yet.
Right.
But yeah, if you're free, you should come.
That would be dope.
Yeah.
What, in New York?
New York City.
That would be a cool reason to go to New York.
Have you ever been?
I've been a few times,
Okay.
but mostly for we have a sister martial arts school out there.
Oh.
And we were there to support one of our brothers getting a black belt.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Hey, I mean, maybe you can. Do you have friends out there still?
Yeah,
you
some
could-
friends out there, and I was there during COVID. It's way better during COVID because
Less
it's
crowded.
just way less people, and still the same restaurants.
True. Yeah.
I would
Maybe we
love
can
to
make a
go
trip
out
out of it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to go around that area, either in Florida or New York. But yeah, New York it's got so much going on. I definitely would like. It's the epicenter of like networking. Just like there's so much.
That New York
can
water,
do.
man. We get
And
some
that
New York
water.
pizza.
Yeah, I'd be down actually. When is it?
January 27th, hopefully. I'll confirm with you later.
That's
But-
possible.
Yeah.
I should be coming back from Colombia on the 22nd.
Colombia?
Yeah,
The country?
the country.
What are you doing over there? That's my wife's country.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's where I got married, too.
Damn. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. I saw Cartagena. Right?
Cartagena, yep.
Yeah, that was dope. I was just out there enjoying delicious food.
Vacation?
Kind of a vacation. It's like a mixture of business trip and vacation. I always try to mix it up.
Okay, Pablo.
Just a different, yeah.
What kind of business?
Yeah. Importing, exporting. Yeah, it's a
Coffee, right?
Yeah,
Coffee.
yeah, coffee stuff, right? White coffee. No, I don't do any of that. But
Well,
no, I
that's
just got a friend over there, and
What part?
was looking at Medellin this time.
Yes.
Medellin, yeah.
I have not been to Medellin yet.
Yeah, it's
so next
beautiful.
time we go to Colombia,
Yeah,
my wife and I are definitely gonna check out Medellin.
La Lorenz and Poblado, really great spots. One of them, Poblado is the touristy area. Not as cool. It's a lot of uphill walking. It's the mountains. It's in the
Sounds
mountains.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then La Lorenz is more of a local place. Lots of dancing and local
Nice.
food.
Do you speak Spanish?
I don't. I've been there like 8 times, and I still don't speak Spanish.
You get around fine.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit harder to communicate with people, but
Well, 8 times. I'm sure you know some Spanish then by now.
enough, like a little bit, but it's an adjustment period
poquito.
every time
Un
I go.
poquito.
Yeah, yeah, it's an adjustment period because not a lot of people out there really know English.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to speak a little bit, I think, to
Yeah.
get by.
But the real estate over there is much cheaper, and if you find a good spot, you can
That's what I've been
rent it
hearing
out.
from a lot of people too. A lot of real estate investing out there now by Americans. You know.
Yeah. You make some good money, especially in Medellin. And there's some other spots that I would recommend. Was it near Medellin that I think we went to Guadalupe, and I think that's about 30 minutes from an international airport, which if you're looking to figure out where that next place to invest could be is that location, because it's becoming more and more popular.
Is that what
amongst
you're
tourists.
doing? Is that the business that you're looking to do?
I mean, that's
Some
one
investing?
of them. One of them is in that area, because you can get buy a beachfront area, a waterfront area, because it's all canals in Guadalupe. It's insane how many canals there are.
Really?
All connected, and then it's just mass amount of. It's one of the most beautiful places you can ever go. Really, it's like you go to the top of a mountain, and it's just the hillside. You just see random horses, and it's beautiful.
Nature.
Yeah, nature is gorgeous. I mean, it's man-made a little bit because of the canals, but you can get a
Did you ever watch
helicopter tour.
Narcos?
Narcos? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love those kind of shows.
Yeah, my wife and I just binge watched all of it. Well, the original one, season 2 and season 3, during our honeymoon.
Really?
We were really late to it, but yeah, Medellin was the center of Pablo Escobar's whole operation. Yeah, but I mean, just from watching the show, you could tell how beautiful the land is, just naturally, the landscape. And
Yeah,
there's
Guadalupe.
a reason why. Yeah, so many people go there, I'm sure.
It's stunning.
Yeah.
The food is also super cheap.
Yeah, dollar strong.
Yeah, the
Over there.
dollar's pretty strong over there.
That's dope, man.
And yeah, so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But on the
Colombia.
27th, you got Nebula.
Yeah. Do you know? I looked up the definition, but I forgot what the word actually means. It's a funny sounding word, but the club is super dope. The DJ booth is huge. I can bring all of the homies up, and it's one of those boiler room kind of settings where you have all the homies behind you.
That's cool.
Yeah. But it's like a big room. They got LED panels on the back, the huge LED wall, and then LED panels on the ceiling that actually drop down and move and
Oh,
everything.
dang. It moves too?
Yeah, it moves.
That's
moves.
dope.
It's crazy.
Just
Oh,
readjust
sorry.
that.
Yeah.
There you go. That's insane.
But,
That's the future of clubs, just moving clubs. That's what I was thinking. Maybe they need just random dragon heads just moving around.
I'm sure you've seen clubs in Vegas where they have the huge circular ring that drops down.
Oh, yeah.
And does all sorts of cool shit.
That
But
is cool. Maybe
It's
that's-
getting really high tech.
What are they called? Animatronics or something like that? It's robot animals.
That just went by me.
But
Animatronics.
They have a zoo that's just all
zoo.
I think it's in DC, I believe, where it's just robot animals,
No, I had no idea.
and it's so interesting. Especially the giraffes, huge head, long neck. Just,
Check it out.
That'll be the future of clubs, possibly. Where do you think the future of DJing is going?
That's a good question. So I just saw a couple videos from the homie Laid Back Luke.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that guy is always on the forefront of what's the latest tech, and he's been able to successfully, I believe, DJ a full night on his phone now.
what?
And so I'm
From the bathroom. It's just
I'm sure that one day DJs will be able to just DJ, wirelessly or sorry, my phone. But yeah, that just makes me think with tech advancing so quickly. Sorry. It's hard to predict where it's gonna go. It's moving so fast. Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough question.
Do you think AI could take over?
AI is a huge question now too. Like, will there? I hope. I'm gonna say I don't think AI will be able to completely take over because, yes, AI can mimic someone, but there's nothing like an actual human being being able to read the crowd, and I just don't think like that emotional aspect will ever be captured by AI. That's the big thing.
I could.
But
Okay.
who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm no fortune teller.
Yeah.
But-
It's. You didn't go to that fountain.
No. If I did, I would be rich and I wouldn't be.
Yeah. But
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the whole landscape of DJing is going to be in the next even like 5 years.
More masks. What do you think?
No, less masks.
More helmets
please. Please, less masks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about mask wearing DJs?
I mean, if it works for them, that's cool. But I would never, man. I need to breathe.
Yes.
I wouldn't want to. I want people to see me for my face.
Well, that could be a brand. Like
Yeah.
I think maybe it's easier for people to follow someone in a mask than like human, because then it almost like the brand is like, it's like you're elevating the image of something. And
I'm not knocking any DJs that wear masks. To each their own. I think if it works, it works. Yeah, like you said, it's a way to like discern yourself, stand out or look different.
And you could have a
Be
sick day,
recognizable.
and then someone else just goes to work for you, and
that's
then you're
true.
like,
That's true, but I'm not at that level anyways, where I can put on a mask yet. But hopefully,
you can always
Maybe-
reinvent
Need to
yourself.
start working on music. That's one of my goals for 2024.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of music are you gonna focus on?
Dance music for sure, but like reasonable goals. Like maybe a track every 3 months, even.
Oh, wow.
Just start somewhere small. I want to start curating my own parties, and that would be a way to like debut a track,
Right.
or have dancers that can come up with a dance to that song,
Yeah.
or a music video or something like that. So
That'd be dope.
yeah, just a lot of ideas right now.
That's exciting. Yeah, I can't wait to hear it, and go check him out. Instagram and all the other
Oh
plugs.
yeah, at DJ EPX, 5 letters, DJ EPX. Yeah, that Instagram's the main thing for me. So I have a SoundCloud, same thing, DJ EPX, Spotify. Not much on my Spotify right now though. YouTube, not much on there either, and I think it's a different extension. But yeah, just Instagram, DJ EPX.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, any final words? Any closing thoughts?
No, I'm just happy to be here, and let's get to the music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we have the Pod After Dark. Go check us out, and thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, and catch you later.
See you next time, guys. Peace.
Yeah.